Today is a very special day, and one that we've been waiting for ever since the presentation of Naissance d'une Montre 2 several years ago. The watch is the highly anticipated sequel in a series of watches proposed by Greubel Forsey and Aeon, a Swiss foundation whose mission is to protect and promote traditional watchmaking by inviting independent watchmakers to create watches that are 100% handmade. Over the next couple of days, I'll be meeting with some of the key figures behind the project. I'll be going to La Chaux-de-Fonds to visit David Bernard, the director of Aeon. But first, I am going to see Urwerk in Geneva to meet with Martin Frei and Felix Baumgartner, the initiators of the project, together with their longtime friends and collaborators, Domique and Cyrano Devanthey. Follow me.
Today, most of the watchmakers, they are not watchmakers, they are watch assemblers. To make a watch, you have to have an understanding for constructions, theories, mathematics, but you also have the feel of manual machines, which are used to construct, to produce, to design movements, is the base of watchmaking somehow, to be able to use these manual machines. So when we started with Urwerk 25 years ago, the first manual approach was that we made all our modules, all our complications and our cases in our small atelier by ourselves. So Urwerk started with that kind of manual machining approach, which is the beginning somehow of a real watchmaker's life.
I thought we should start talking about Aeon, since you're one of the founding members of the foundation. Can you briefly tell us about its mission and how Greubel Forsey supports that mission?
The idea came because there was an observation that there was a real loss of craftsmanship, a real loss of that. The techniques weren't mastered anymore, and it was really urgent to develop something and to develop the foundation to preserve all that know-how. We met Urwerk, it was 2016. They were explaining us the Oscillon, l'instant de Verite, which was a fabulous watch all done by hand. We were really attracted by the spirit of their story, because they were friends who worked together at school. Very soon we started to say, okay, it would be a perfect collaboration, co-creation. We all wanted to recognize ourselves into the product, and we didn't want to really create a new Urwerk or a new Greubel Forsey or a new Oscillon. We wanted to create that new co-creation all together.
We have these Cyrano and Domique as the manual watchmakers. We have Greubel Forsey as the architect of the movement, and Urwerk as the architect of the case and also the manual machining of the case. All together gives that 100% manually made Naissance d'une Montre 2.
Do you think the words handmade and traditional watchmaking come with a sort of expectation of a specific look?
You're totally right. Most of the people, they look for a traditional aesthetic when they think manual watchmaking. But as we have proven with Urwerk, you can do contemporary watchmaking manually, with manually finished pieces and manually machined pieces. And I think that was kind of the wow effect we created 25 years ago.
Our watchmakers, they have this fantasy that is to go back in time and then to do it the way it was supposed to be done, the real way. But the question is always, how far do you go back in time? So for us, it's really important to have the watchmakers know their game, but we want to express something contemporary with it. And with this watch, you think it's a watch from our time. The case itself also gives you a message about what this object is all about. That's why it becomes important that the theme of the handmade watch, presenting the skills of the watchmaking world, preserving it at the same time. That theme is also reflected in the case. Right. So it's a kind of message. Cool if you look at the watch and you can't imagine that this can be made by hand. Asking you, how is this possible that it can look like this?
We are working since almost 20 years together in that relation, that he's on its own constructing. And he had always the will on his side to create 100% manually made watch with manual machines. This is his passion. And at a certain time I said, okay, Domique, that's just perfect, because we have on one side, we have the two extremes here. It's Urwerk, which goes really contemporary, futuristic, with all the possibilities and technology we can get today. And on the other side, Domique, you want to do with Oscillon, very manual, very traditional, old school watchmaking at its best. And these two, so Urwerk and Oscillon, are complementary somehow. And it made just sense to bring that complementary knowledge to this project of Time Aeon with Greubel Forsey, to do all together this Time Aeon Naissance d'une Montre 2.
Next up, we go hands-on with Naissance d'une Montre 2 for the very first time, as my colleague Logan Baker sits down with Dominique Busser and Cyrano Devanthey of Oscillon for a technical presentation of the watch, after which Philips will take delivery of the watch and fly it out to clients all over the world before its auction debut this May 2023.